Ferrari are reportedly targeting a former senior McLaren figure to become Lewis Hamilton's next F1 race engineer. Seven-time world champion Hamilton will have a new race engineer for the upcoming 2026 season, after Ferrari confirmed that Riccardo Adami had been moved into a new role within the team's academy. Charles Leclerc's race engineer, Brian Bozzi, engineered both his regular driver and Hamilton during Ferrari's Fiorano Shakedown last Friday, and is expected to do the same during the Barcelona Shakedown, with teams only running one car per day. In the meantime, the search for Hamilton's next race engineer is well underway, with speculation rife since the announcement. Italian publication Corriere dello Sport reports that Ferrari are waiting for a new figure to come, it seems, from McLaren. This is thought to be Cédric Michel Grosjean, who most recently served as McLaren's lead trackside performance engineer and worked closely with Oscar Piastri. Grosjean left McLaren at the end of the 2025 season. He is currently on a career break, according to his LinkedIn page. The Frenchman liked to post from Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur speaking about the team's SF-26 challenger. Luca Diella, who currently serves as Hamilton's performance engineer, has also been linked as a potential candidate to take over the race engineer position. Sky Sports F1 commentator David Croft said, "The change heaps pressure on Hamilton, who turned 41 earlier this month. It has not come as a surprise whatsoever." Croft told the F1 show that wasn't a relationship that was going anywhere in a positive way. "It's difficult, isn't it? You throw people together and hope that it works. Good companies, good managers, they find a way to integrate people into teams. Bad managers find a way not to integrate people properly, and sadly, in this respect, it didn't work out." But this heaps the pressure on Lewis. It really does. He is more than good enough to cope with that pressure. He's more than good enough to come through, and I hope will feel comforted by the fact he will have an engineer that he has a better relationship with. I'm pretty certain there's somebody already at Ferrari who will step into a new role and move up, and that Lewis will have known from years before. On the other side, F1 pre-season testing gets underway this week, with 10 of the 11 teams taking part in what has been dubbed as a shakedown test in Barcelona. With F1 introducing sweeping new chassis and power unit regulations for the upcoming 2026 season in what is arguably the sport's biggest ever rules shake-up, there will be more testing than usual. Barcelona's Shakedown marks the first of 3 pre-season tests before the 2026 campaign gets underway on the 8th of March with the Australian Grand Prix. Teams are permitted to run on any 3 days of their choosing this week, with McLaren and Ferrari opting to sit out of the opening day of action. Meanwhile, Williams have confirmed they will miss the entire Barcelona Shakedown after failing to get their new F1 car ready in time. What makes the first pre-season test unique is that it will be held behind closed doors. This means there will be no public timing, no live television coverage, and media have not been granted access. The decision to make the opening test private means that teams can get some early running to understanding their much-changed F1 cars and iron out any teething issues away from prying eyes. It has been met with criticism and led to early negative talk about fears regarding the new rules and potential poor reliability, but the decision puts control in F1 and the team's hands. There have been reports that the live broadcast coverage of the opening F1 pre-season test in Bahrain will have limited access. The final test at Bahrain is expected to have full media and TV coverage. Despite the test being behind closed doors, it is not entirely private and some information will emerge during the week. F1 will have a small television crew on the ground to capture some interviews, while teams will release a limited amount of approved information. Each team will be allowed to share up to 12 images a day, with a limit of half a dozen being of their cars. Teams will also be enabled to put out short videos on social media each day. F1's in-house team will be uploading content on their social and digital channels, so we will get to have a first proper look at F1 2026. Sky will be hosting an end-of-day summary on their YouTube channel and showing a highlights package at 9 p.m. UK time on Sky Sports F1 at the end of each day of running. On the other side, Aston Martin are set to miss the opening 3 days of the first F1 2026 pre-season test in Barcelona. F1 is hosting the first of 3 pre-season tests this week at Spain's Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya in what is being dubbed as a 5-day shakedown. The first week of action for F1 2026's new cars is taking place behind closed doors, with teams permitted to take part in any 3 days of their choosing between 26th, the 30th of January. 7 of the 11 teams were involved on the opening day at Barcelona. It was already known that McLaren and Ferrari would miss the first day, while Williams have confirmed they will skip the entire test after failing to get their new car ready on time. But eyebrows were raised when there was no sign of Aston Martin going out on the first day, despite having their hospitality and support structures present at the circuit. Crash.net has learned that the Silverstone-based squad will not take part on the opening 3 days due to development delays. The AMR26 will be in Barcelona later this week for its shakedown. Our intention is to run Thursday and Friday, an Aston Martin spokesperson said. It is understood Aston Martin chose to maximise development time and push things as late as possible with design and car build. Aston Martin's AMR26 is their first F1 car to be created by legendary designer Adrian Newey, who will also act as team principal this year. There is much expectation and excitement surrounding the team given Newey's involvement and the fact they have secured a factory power unit deal with Honda. Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll will once again drive for Aston Martin in 2026. Two-time world champion Alonso, who turns 45 in July, is out of contract at the end of the season and faces a big decision over his F1 future. What do you think? Write your opinion in the comments below.